Always goes back to itself. Make sure the carabiner is done up, and we'll go round the back of the tree like that. Then I can still use two hands to help me going up. Two hands, move the safety rope up as I go. This is all that I set up yesterday. As you can see now, right at the very top, the crown of the tree, I'll get these all down in no time at all.
Without a locking screw. The type which just springs in on its own is not suitable.
Now this is one of those places where to have the safety rope in two sections, because I can't quite reach the lower part, so I'm having the second part, I can put it on up here. So that one's got to be safely up here. I'll now reach down in safety and pull up the other section of the safety rope and unclip it. Always make sure, particularly with safety ropes, that the carabiner screw is fully done up. And with a safety rope, you never use the carabiner without the locking screw. The type that just springs in on its own is not suitable. That one out of the way. I can now concentrate on getting the rest of these off relatively easily. Yes, I follow you. Okay, will do. Don't come any further, there's a fairly big one coming now. Will do. For the fairly big ones, if you stop sawing just as you can see the crack opening up, like that, the crack's just beginning to open up, stop sawing, give it a little touch more, and down it goes. And that was a fairly big one. So there's a big one on the other side now, where I'll take one or two small pieces off it first. Just to reduce the weight. To move my harness strap slightly, otherwise I can't quite reach those last 2 or 3 on the other side. So I'll get that round there. The furthest one's done. Now come down just a little bit. Concentrate on the slightly bigger stuff. Where are you, Paul? Okay. Well done. I can now start coming down a little bit. Just as well, because the wind's picking up a little bit up here. So, right. Yeah, I'll get the rest of these off yet. Naughty boy. bigger one coming down, so which way are you going? Alright. You probably want to go back a bit. That'd be better. Right, this next big one's coming, so don't come back this way. Dealing with a trunk, which is piece of trunk which is about 120 millimeters, 12 centimeters, and so they're getting bigger and heavier. Good. To move my rope so I can get down. So the harness rope can go down there. Safety rope will be alright because it's a bit longer. Harness rope can go down to there. For these climbing bits and pieces. A sling. And now come down a little bit and go to here. Once again you can see the benefits of having different colours in your equipment so that you can see that you're clipping onto the same right carabiner. Cutting a fairly large one now. So this is going to take a minute or two. As I said before, with a chainsaw, each of these cuts takes only a couple of seconds, 5 or 8 seconds at the most. When you're doing it by hand, it obviously takes longer as the branches or trunk get thicker. So that's where the system that I use starts coming into its own. Much less tiring than using the method used by the professionals. Make a cut about there. When using a bow saw like this, to keep moving the angle of it, and that keeps the cut straighter than if you try and cut it at the same angle all the way through. It's also quite useful to be able to use either hand, or sometimes both hands at the same time. The harness enables you to do that. I can feel the top part moving, so I'll put that out of the way. Big one coming down. Down onto the top of the aluminium ladder, so I can go down a little bit more. Because the tree is quite slim here, I can get both feet on the rungs of the ladder quite happily. For the next big cut to sort myself out, make sure that the safety rope is on in the correct position but slightly out of the way. Don't cut obviously anywhere near your safety rope, not a good plan. Alter the length of your sit harness cord by just taking an extra turn somewhere if necessary. And that enables me to sit right out here away from the tree itself. I've now got both hands free, and now for these bigger cuts it becomes more important to have both hands free. It always pays to go down at a little bit of an angle. Make your cut, keep the cut straight. Alter the angle slightly, as I mentioned before, so that it keeps the cut straighter. Do 2 or 3 strokes from one side, 2 or 3 strokes across. Change the angle again. A few strokes like that. This is now part of the trunk, which is approximately 200 millimeters, 8 inches an old money, 20 centimeters. And as you can see, with a chainsaw in good condition with the right operator, that will take 5 seconds to cut through. With me it takes 2 or 3 minutes. Big one will be going down in a minute. Always carry on that side. That will leave a little hinge of wood and bark which will enable the part that you're cutting. Yeah, this one will be coming down in a minute. Alright, don't come any closer now, it's a big one. Perfect. Right. Well done. Right, yes, yeah. Harness rope now going down a little bit lower. I'll take off this little knob top here. That'll be the next thing. And then once I've done that, I can go down to the bottom part of the aluminium ladder and take a bigger piece down. Right, that's that little knobble taken off. The safety rope is still in position. I can now remove the harness rope, harness sling, and because I'll be lowering this keep the safety rope. So we're virtually on the ground. Having one hand on each side of the safety rope, you just ease it down as you're going down, without it being in any way at all. And there we go, back on the ground.
Big smile for the camera. Big smile. Oh dear. On your helmet.
Yes, it'll be interesting to see what it produces. I won't do any more today, I've had enough. Quite a lot of work for this. The only thing that wears out is a saw blade. And I replace those and recycle them. They go to recycling, so they're all replaceable. One saw blade will do the whole of a tree this size quite easily. I don't know whether it says battery low, so it's been on for quite a while, this thing. Whether
Why have we done the coppicing today, Peter, and pollarding?
well, this is a woodland which is mostly alders, which is a tree which collects nitrogen, and so it fertilises the rest of the wood and our garden down below. And what we're doing now is we're coppicing these trees. They should really have been done about 10 or 15 years ago. They're really bigger than an alder should get in a managed woodland. But they weren't done. We've only been at this property for 9 years, and I've started coppicing the whole of this wood and interplanting with other species as I go. So when I've made space by taking this one down, for instance, I'll be putting in a few extra trees, ash, sycamore, hazels, birch, buddleias, all sorts, which makes good wildlife havens, lots of biodiversity. But the timber will be used and cut up into logs, and a tree this size, about another 3 or 4 each year, will keep our house warm, provide us with domestic hot water in the winter. It's done by solar electricity in the summer, but in the winter logs will provide all our domestic hot water as well as warming the house.
Okay, thanks. Brilliant.
This tree will be cut down into pieces now. I will be going up to the top. I'm not going to do it today because I've had enough for one day, and I need to get my bigger saw out to cut the bigger parts of the trunk. I shall work down from the top into sections about 1.5 meters long. They will all drop within a relatively small area so I don't damage the trees nearby, the young trees nearby. And this is another advantage of having several shorter sections of ladder, because I can work from the top of each and remove each ladder after cutting each part of the trunk.
Okay, go ahead.
I will finish the cutting down in sections at the head of the second ladder up, which is a height of about 4.5 meters. The trunk then can be felled in one piece. So I'll be felling it by making a big cut with my bigger bow saw about this height. These are pieces I took out of the way. As you can see, the tree is wanting to sprout from the bottom. They were in the way of setting up the ladders, so I took them off, but they will sprout again perfectly happily, and other bits will sprout again from top, close to the top where I cut the main trunk. But a big trunk like that, it'll take me by hand about half an hour to cut through that. So that will be felled in a certain direction. The tree is leaning, so it'll go about that direction where there's nothing else in the way. Sometimes I have put a rope on to the main trunk of the tree as I'm felling it from a certain angle, tied to the bottom of another tree, in order to stop it swinging in the wrong direction or falling in the wrong direction on top of young trees. And that becomes more important when the tree is already leaning, as this one is, in a certain direction. If you want to stop it, you can just rope it.